Hey, great afternoon, everybody. Come on in the room. Say hello as you're coming in the room. Come on in the room. It's a great afternoon. Come on, I'm going to share this. Hope everyone has had an amazing day thus far. I do understand that we are different today. We normally do our lunchtime empowerment talks on Tuesday. And yes, today is Wednesday, and it is okay. Sometimes you have to make adjustments, and sometimes you have to, scoot on over and do something different. And so that's what we're doing today. We are doing something different today. And so, yep, as you're coming in the room, say hello. As you're coming in the room, say hello. It is an amazing Wednesday, and I hope you've had an amazing day. We're going to talk about the purpose in the process today. We are going to talk about, if you saw the flyer, we're going to talk about the purpose in the process today. So as you're coming in, say hello. Hi, everybody. In case you do not know, I am Dr. Shavonna Whitehead, and this is Lunchtime Empowerment Talks with Dr. Vaughn. And it's always my privilege, my honor, and pleasure to come and join you. Hey, Aunt Jackie, how are you? Yes, as you're coming in, just say hello. Hey, Miss Val, how are you? How are you? Hey, Keisha, how are you? And so listen, we are talking today about, hey, Felicia, we're talking about the purpose in the process. The purpose in the process. And if all of us are true, many of us are in some processes that are uncomfortable. I'll say it again. If we are true, many of us are in some processes that are very uncomfortable. I'll say it again. Many of us are in some processes that are very uncomfortable. We don't like them. They don't feel good. We don't think they're fair. We're in some different situations where we're questioning whether or not the will of God is even being fulfilled in our lives. Some of us are questioning, like, I know I did this right, and I know I did that right. Why am I in this season? Why am I in this process? But what I wanted to share with you today and be an encouragement to somebody, that there is purpose in the process. Every strand of your process has purpose. So you have to learn how to see God in everything. I'll say it again. Every strand of your process has purpose. So you have to learn how to see God in everything. And so when God says that he created you, listen, you didn't have to, when you were created, there were already layers of a blueprint where you already had purpose and promise and destiny already lined up for you. When God created you, there was already stuff on the table. I mean, there was already stuff already lined up for you. And here's the dynamic. Some of us in our journey to get to what is for us, in our journey to get to the promise, in our journey to get to what God has promised us, we got some painful strides along the process. We got some tight and uncomfortable strides along the process. We got some things that have almost taken our mind along the process. But you have to understand that there is purpose in the process, because every season, every trail of your life has been designed to produce whatever is needed, not just for the current season, but for the season to come. Yep, I dare you just type, what I'm going through right now is preparing me for the next season. What I am going through right now is preparing me for the next season. The season I'm in right now is, what the situation I'm in now is preparing me for the next season. What do you mean, Dr. Bond? Everything that's happening right now, whether it be abandonment, whether it be discomfort, whether it be loneliness, whether it be being set apart, whether it be a crushing, whether it be oppressing, whatever it is that you're going through right now is preparing you not just for this season, but for next season. It's preparing you for what's to come. Think about it. Joseph, and I've been in Joseph has been on me. Joseph had to go through layers of stuff. That's right, Miss Val. Joseph had to go through layers of stuff. Let's walk it. Joseph was betrayed by his brothers. Joseph was thrown in a pit. Joseph was sold into slavery. Joseph was lied on by Potiphar's wife. And then Joseph was locked up in prison. Joseph was forgot about by the people who he interpreted dreams from. And then all of a sudden, Joseph gets to a point where Pharaoh needs somebody to interpret his dreams. And the cupbearer remembers Joseph. He remembers Joseph's name. Tell Pharaoh that he knows somebody. Pharaoh sends for Joseph and then gives Joseph the authority over the entire kingdom except for the throne. And now the dream that Joseph had in the beginning that his brothers hated him for is now manifesting. The dream that God gave Joseph in the beginning is now manifesting. But here's the dynamic. Did you see all of the trail of the heartache, the pain, the crushing, and the pressing that Joseph had to go through to get to the manifestation? And all along the way, Joseph had to keep a mindset that there's purpose in my process. Think about it. Joseph could have given up. When he got sold into slavery, he could have said, oh, well. But guess what? Every layer of Joseph's life, favor followed him. Every layer of Joseph's life. He was in slavery, favor followed him. He was in prison, favor followed him. He got to Pharaoh's house, favor followed him. No matter what stage of life that Joseph was in, favor followed him. So you have to see the purpose in the process, because God will favor you even in the most painful situations. I dare you say, favor is following me. I know it don't look good. I know you can't believe that the person that was closer to you betrayed you, but favor is following you. I know you can't believe that they didn't support you and they threw you away, but favor is following you. I know they don't think that the vision that you have makes any sense, but favor is following you. I understand you even got to go in a prison or a bondage situation, but favor is following you. You have to realize that there is purpose in your process. Too many of us pray, God, deliver me out of. Yes, I get that prayer. When it gets painful, I pray it too. You pray, God, get me out of. But I want you to add something to your prayer. Not just God, get me out of, but God, let me come out of it with what I was supposed to get out of it. I'll say it again. Let me come out of it with what I was supposed to get out of it. I'll say it again so you can get it. Let me come out of it with what I was supposed to get out of it. Why? So I don't have to go in it again. So the purpose in the process, Joseph needed all of those layers. That's right, Monet. That's right on Jackie and Felicia and Miss Bell. Joseph needed all of those layers so that he would be prepared to be the ruler over the entire kingdom. What are you trying to say, Dr. Vaughn? If God would have given Joseph everything before his brothers betrayed him, the 16-year-old cocky young man who just knew he was favored would have messed it up. But God had to send Joseph through a process. God had to send Joseph through a process with purpose. Each layer of that process had purpose so that when he got to Pharaoh, he was well equipped, not just with the anointing of God, but with the wisdom and experience on how to make it through. When you get to this next season, you'll be able to tell somebody how to make it through. When you get to this next destination, you will be able to tell somebody how to get through. And so when you look at, when you say there is purpose in my process, you have to learn how to see God in everything. When is the last time that you have taken a moment to see God even in the painful situation? I'm asking. When is the last time that instead of you complaining about the painful situation, when is the last time did you actually see God in that painful situation? Because God is mixed up in everything. When is the last time that you saw God? I mean, you legitimately saw God in every situation. I did not say that you will romanticize it and act like it didn't happen. I didn't say you will romanticize it and act like you weren't done wrong. I didn't say you will romanticize it and act like you weren't hurt. What I'm saying is, even in my agony, even in my pain, even in my destitute, even in my stress and even in my anxiety, I have learned how to see God in everything, which means if the storm has arisen, if the storm is rising now, there's a reason why he's allowing the water to be troubled. Okay. Y'all wanted to be all Caribbean experience. This ain't always an island experience. Sometimes the storm arises, and the storm arises what? With purpose. So what do I have to do? When I get out of my emotions and my feelings, now I got to ask God, what's the purpose of this storm arising? Why did the waters have to be troubled right now? Why did you have to uproot and shake everything right now? What did I miss? Or what do I need to see? Or what do I need to develop? Many of us only want the giving hand of God, but we don't want the potter's hand of God. What are you saying, Dr. Vaughn? We want God to give. But we don't want the potter's hand of God, which requires him to do this. Press you, shake you, chisel you away. We don't want the potter's hand of God. We only want the giver's hand of God. But if you don't allow the potter to come and to reshape you, you will go into the next season looking like the old season. Okay, I'll say it again. If you do not allow the potter to do what he needs to do, you will go into the next season looking like the old season. I'll say it again because that was good to me. If you do not allow the potter's hand to work in your life, you will go into the next season looking like the old season. And then you will begin to complain about why you're not living in the fullness of what you need in the new season. Well, you never allowed him to chisel away what needed to be released so that the new season could be fruitful. I don't want to go into the next season stale. I want to go into the next season fruitful. So, as a farmer, when the farmer goes out to till the land, even while the fruits and vegetables are growing, they go out and they pick out the weeds, they cut off the brown stuff. Why? So that it can still be fruitful. There has to be, you cannot go into the new season looking like the old. Too many of us have settled. We've settled. And that's why we keep going through season after season and we look the same. Season after season and we're functioning the same. Season after season and we've become complacent. Season after season, and so we're just settling. We won't voice anything. We won't say anything is wrong. We won't address anything. We're just like, we're here. No, sometimes you got to get up and realize that just going through the motions is not going to work. Just going through the motions is not going to work. And here's the dynamic. When you begin to see purpose in the process and you begin to see what God is doing, you need to embrace it even if you don't like it. You got to embrace the process even if you don't like it. I'm just trying to help somebody. You have to embrace your process even if you don't like it. The promise requires you to be processed. I'll say it again. The promise requires you to be processed. You don't just hop up and just all of a sudden just jump into the promise. The promise requires you to be processed. And the process requires you to see the purpose. If we would begin to see the purpose in our process, we will go through with the spirit of Paul, no matter what state I find myself in. I've learned how to be content. I didn't say I like it. I just learned how to be content I didn't say it feel good. I just learned how to accept my process. Why? Because my promise means more than me giving up. Everything that you're going through right now, all of you that's watching today, everything that you're going through right now has a purpose. I challenge you today to ask God, what's the purpose in this? What's the purpose? I feel like everything is in a whirlwind. What's the purpose? The closest thing to me has now become the furthest thing from me. What's the purpose? My job used to be secure and now it's not. What's the purpose? I'm getting frustrated. What's the purpose? I'm uncomfortable. What's the purpose? I'm restless. What's the purpose? Betrayal. What's the purpose? Abandonment. What's the purpose? I mean, the storms are raging. I mean, it feels like a hurricane. God, what's the purpose? We got to change our prayer, y'all. We got to change our prayer from, Lord, get me out of it. Lord, I need you to send a release. I need you, get me out of this. Break me out of this. No, God, what is the purpose? Because here's the dynamic. The more we pray, sometimes the merciful hand of God will remove us from it because we prayed so much to be removed from it. And then it will cause us to forfeit what we were supposed to get while we were in it. I'll say it again. Because of the merciful hand of God, we will pray. God, remove me from it. And God will honor our requests. And then we wonder why we didn't get the magnitude of the promise that God has for us. It's because we came out too soon. God's timing is perfect. God's timing is perfect. I know the storm is raging. God's timing is perfect. I know you're tired. God's timing is perfect. I know it seemed like everybody else is going before you. God's timing is perfect. I know it seemed like people who ain't been faithful is getting it. God's timing is perfect. Because here's the dynamic. When you're in the middle of a storm, the winds sometimes blow because you need to be shaken up a bit. Because you've been too complacent. The waves sometimes come because you need to be bounced back to God. If you stand on a wave, it pushes you. And it pushes you without your control. It pushes you without your consent. So sometimes the waves got to come to push you back to God. And then sometimes the rain got to come because some of us have been so contaminated by what we've allowed ourselves to connect to that we need the rain to come to wash away the contamination. Okay, I won't go too far. But some of us need the rain to come because we've made some toxic connections that need the rain to come and to purify. So the storm, I told you, learn how to see God and everything. Didn't I just say that? I just showed you how to see your storm 3 different ways. I just showed you 3 different ways to look at your storm differently. I told you, you got to learn how to see God in everything. I did. I just told you, you need to learn how to see God in everything. Three ways. 3 ways. I just told you 3 ways. 3 ways on how to see your storm. 3. I just told you 3. That the wind is coming to shake you up a little bit. That the waves may be coming to bounce you back closer to God. And the rain may be coming to cleanse you. I bet you never looked at a storm like that before. You never looked at the storm like that. You probably never looked at a storm like that. But guess what? There is purpose in your process. So I challenge you today. That's what I came over here to share with you today. Me and God have been having some awesome conversations. Me and God have been having some awesome conversations. Awesome conversations. There's purpose in the process. But the caveat to that is embracing the purpose, going through the process so you can embrace the promise. Embrace the purpose, go through the process so you can inhabit the promise. Embrace the process. Embrace the process. Embrace the purpose. Go through the process so you can obtain the promise. But you can't get so excited about obtaining the promise that you miss the purpose and you miss the process. Everything is not going to be done quick, fast, and in a hurry. And some things may be a little uncomfortable. And that's okay. That's okay. And so listen, there is purpose in your process. And listen, I'm excited about what God is doing in each and every one of you. And so, as always, I just wanted to come and share with you just a little empowerment to push you through the rest of your week, just to push you, to tell you to keep going. Don't give up. Don't get discouraged. It's okay. There is purpose in this process. And so listen, I thank you for coming to hang out with me. I thank you for coming to chill with me for today, for Lunchtime Empowerment Talks with Dr. Vaughn. I know our day changed. It's normally on Tuesdays, and we are doing it on Wednesday. But guess what? It's still a good lunchtime empowerment talk. And so thank you for hanging out with me. As always, continue to share with me. If you have not already gone and subscribed, please head over to the website, www.shavonnawhitehead.com. Become a subscriber there, and then head on over. Hey, Jermaine, how are you? And then hey, Octavia. And then head on over to the YouTube channel and subscribe there. Share with your friends that are not on social media. And all of these lives are streaming live, both on our social media page as well as our YouTube page. So be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Dr. Shavonna Whitehead, and be sure to head over to the website, www.shavonnawhitehead.com. We have some new things coming out that are connected to our book. Listen, you guys, I am super excited. We are launching new merchandise that are tied to our book. Thank you to everyone that has already supported I Am More Now Empowerment Journal. Just to let you know, it is gender neutral. So men and women have been blessed by the Empowerment Journal. So if you have not already grabbed yours, head on over to the website, www.shavonnawhitehead.com. Please support me. Grab a copy of I Am More Now, and I will make sure to get it out to you. We have t-shirts available. We have mugs available. And we got some surprises coming up later this week. But I am super excited. God is amazing. And God is gracious and kind. Thank you all for supporting me. Thank you for hanging out with me. And guess what? I'll see you back here on next week, Tuesday, for Lunchtime Empowerment Talks with Dr. Vaughn. Listen, have an amazing, amazing, amazing day. Amazing day. But most of all, see purpose in your process. All right. Love you all.